Sorry, darling, sorry.
This situation's getting out of control really quickly.
This is unlike anything they've ever seen.
How? Why? What was going on?
I thought he's going to go into a seizure.
That's the worst thing that could ever happen to a man.
Responding to a report of a serious injury, head lifeguard Hoppo has come across from his office.
So we just dived in the back.
Cross the defib. Hurry up.
Waited for the defib to get there because we were expecting the worst.
She's hurt herself, maybe not in the water, like maybe a knee or a leg or something. Dislocated knee.
Hit by a wave close to shore, a German tourist has dislocated her kneecap. Daniela and Marcus have been travelling around Australia for 3 weeks without so much as a scratch. After 1 hour on Bondi, Daniela's luck has run out.
When we got there, she was screaming in that much pain. It was probably one of the most painful dislocations of a knee that I've ever seen.
A specialist intensive care paramedic is requested. Until then, lifeguards' priority is pain management.
But that hurts and it looks so...
No, don't look at it. It's all right. You're going to be fine.
Daniela's knee is a contortion of ligaments, bone and nerves. Travelling over bumpy sand in a buggy could be the most agonising 80 metres of her life.
The green whistled before we move her.
An analgesic pain-killing gas is administered before the short journey.
That in your mouth and just big breath in, and it'll start relieving the pain. So real big breaths. It'll be a bit of a tangy taste.
Okay, let's go, Mars, nice and slow. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, go.
Mario, Hop and I took a lot of extra care with that one to try to get her into the tower and nice and comfortable as quick as we could.
Good boys. Are you happy? Yeah. You can get me something to put under the feet.
Ordinarily, dislocations are treated in hospital.
Hey, how you going?
Intensive care paramedic Fiona is trained to relocate joints in the field.
Okay, sorry, darling, sorry.
She needs help with the procedure.
Wait, is there a lifeguard? Can I borrow someone, please? Thank you. That's it, just relax as much as possible and you need to give me your leg. Okay, can someone... Yep. Sorry.
Intensive care paramedic Fiona nudges Daniela's kneecap around in search of the right angle.
Big deep breath. Okay, big deep breath. Big deep breath. Big deep breaths. Big deep breaths. Big deep breaths. Big deep breaths. All done, darling, all done.
Set in there.
Yeah.
Oh my
All
God.
done. All done.
You're a legend. You're a legend.
All done.
Oh my God.
You okay? Yeah?
Oh, you're a brave lady. Well done.
Really well done, darling. Really well done.
Daniela experiences instantaneous relief.
How bad's your pain now? If 10 was the worst pain and 0 is no pain at all, how bad is it now? Better?
In hospital, scans will hopefully rule out any long-term damage to Daniela's knee. Following a steady stream of victims, 38-year-old Yil from Northern Europe arrives with stings to his arms and neck.
Massive bone, shaking. Have you had any allergic reactions to anything before?
The poison has reached the lymph nodes in his armpits.
That's your whole glands area under your arm. Okay, it's sort of on fire. That's what happens. Tell me about the fainting.
I just feel like,
Yeah, a bit lightheaded. All right.
in my guts.
In your stomach, it's probably also a little bit of a reaction.
Yil's pain level is consistent with a blue bottle sting. But then, he says something which sounds alarm bells.
It's stopping me to breathe.
It's stopping you to breathe. Difficulty breathing is, a huge worry for us. He's got abdominal pain, which can also be a really big red flag for anaphylaxis. I'm a little bit worried about your breathing. He's looking really unwell, and we're thinking if we don't do something here, this situation's getting out of control really quickly.
Anaphylaxis is a serious allergic reaction. Onset is rapid and can cause death. Treatment is adrenaline via an EpiPen.
We're going to give you an EpiPen. So it's just a shot in your leg, okay?
No, it's not much.
It's like a pin,
a little pin.
okay?
So we're just going to have to put it here.
The adrenaline will reduce swelling in Yill's airway.
We just don't want you to be having a really severe allergic reaction. So we've given the patient the EpiPen and we can see that he's improved for a little while, but it was only momentarily and he's struggling again now. So we're thinking, well, what's our plan B?
One method for treating blue bottle stings is a hot shower.
We almost get him in a hot shower. But, you know what I mean? How do you feel about doing that?
Let's do it.
Yeah. So last season we had a patient with an acute blue bottle sting.
9-year-old Zach has suffered a blue bottle sting over his entire leg.
Relax a little bit. Okay. Just chill out.
This is the magic spray.
That's all right.
It didn't really calm down at all.
Zach arrived from the UK just 4 hours ago.
Got attacked by probably one of the worst things that can happen to you at the beach. So, you know, I think for the poor thing, it was just this horribly overwhelming scenario.
No.
That poor father was watching his son scream for help and he couldn't do anything, and we really felt for him.
Applying hot water is impractical in the tower.
Look at this. It's going to fix it. Here we go. It's good stuff. It's going to fix it.
It doesn't hurt as that.
It was a really difficult moment to not be able to take a child out of its pain and settle it down. That was just becoming extremely hard to watch.
Team leader Harries decides to take Zach to the showers and neutralise the pain with hot water.
I'm a bit rattled. So we get him across the road to some hot water, which we think, you know, is a good chance of doing some good. And now we hit another speed bump.
Zach refuses treatment.
And can you blame him? He's just come out of the water and had a really bad experience. He's not so fond of going near water again.
It's going to be better, I promise you.
Put some water on it, yeah?
That's it. It's going to be okay. Just want to put a little bit of warm water. Good boy. Okay. It's all right. You want to come out?
Okay, good boy. Oh, it's okay.
Then things get even more complicated.
All of a sudden I turn around and Dad's feeling faint.
It's a good idea to get the ambos, have a look at him. Dad's not feeling very well now.
Can this situation get any worse?
Sam, we're just worried about Dad now. His glands have come up in his groin, which is not a nice feeling either. So,
You know, I think Dad's doing pretty well to hold up and be pretty stoic despite the odds.
I've got a son around the same age as Zach, so I can imagine exactly how the father feels.
I thought he's going to go into a seizure.
Mate, what do you think about using an oxy whistle for this kid?
100% singos. Yeah.
The green whistle is an analgesic gas that provides powerful pain relief. Harries also decides it's time for backup.
Ambulance, thank you. He might be in that 1 percentile where he's actually allergic to blue bottles.
Zach's father is back on his feet as lifeguards administer the green whistle.
So what you got to do is you've got to put it in your mouth like this, all right, and just breathe it in, and it's going to take the pain away for you. Breathe, good boy. Good boy, okay? Nice deep breath, good boy. I know. Look how brave you've been. There you go. Oh, wow. Good man. That's progress. See, we're getting a lot better, aren't we? Yeah.
How good silence. Huh? The sweet sound of silence. 10 minutes ago wasn't the case.
Yeah. That'll be a friendship being stung by a jellyfish.
Or a big jellyfish.
Never seen a kid like that before. He's like almost possessed, and now he's in the shower cruising.
Paramedics arrive to find a much calmer patient.
What do you reckon? Normal panda? I'm 37.5. Good man.
Zach is given a clean bill of health.
Hey Zach, that was your first trip to Australia, mate.
Yeah, love this place.
What do you think of Bondi?
Oh, thumbs down.
Hey, what do you think of these guys?
The situation started to come back into a normality sort of scenario, and gee, that was a big relief.
Well, I think it was shock. I think it was just shock. He didn't know what to do and he was hurting.
Perfect. All right, see you later, guys. How are you?
So I'm going to go swimming. I'm going to go swimming in the swimming pool. Instead of the sea.
As you can stand, okay? So I want you to have it like boiling hot.
Large temperature fluctuations are consistent with an allergic reaction.
The hotter the water, the better it is for the venom.
There is no known treatment for bluebottle stings. The toxins which cause the immense pain usually start to subside after 20 minutes. Full recovery can take 2 to 3 hours.
How's your breathing feeling now compared to before? Similar breathing. Similar. Is it tightness of the chest or hard getting oxygen in? Hard to get oxygen in. Okay.
And he's sort of putting on a bit of oxygen when he's under.
Yeah.
After a shot of adrenaline, a hot shower, and more than 15 minutes in the care of lifeguards, Yill's condition is still poor.
I want you to just hold that over your face. You can keep your head out of the water and just try and get some oxygen going, some pure oxygen going in your system.
We're just trying to flood his body with all the things that we would think that might sort of aid this situation with a blue bottle sting, and you know, it's not really working.
Paramedics arrive. Their first concern is Yill's ability to breathe.
Hey mate, have any troubles breathing right now? Is it more pain? Deep breath. Any pain in your chest when you breathe? In your chest or your stomach? Stomach.
25 minutes after he presented himself to lifeguards, Yill is prepared for hospital.
I'll get to bed.
Yeah.
We'll just treat it as is for now.
Yeah.
We'll just get him on and then we'll
get him out.
Yeah, done.
We see a lot of blue bottle stings down here every summer, hundreds of them, and you know, that one was right up on the high spectrum of severe, and you know, he was throwing out a 10 out of 10 score for pain, and I would only assume that you're dealing with an anaphylaxis case here.
Every season, something happens at Bondi beyond the imagination of every lifeguard.
So you get your traditional things down here at Bondi, but sometimes you get the things that are just out there that you think would never, ever happen.
Whether it's the bomb that washed up on the shore.
Oh my God.
The car that drove onto the sand.
That is insane. 16 years, mate, I've never seen anything like it.
There's always something out of the ordinary.
A lot of the times I just give up, throw my hands up and go, well, that's it, that's me done. I can't, you know, I've seen it all.
Team dudes.
Then the next day there's something else.
Local resident Paul has come to the tower with an injury no lifeguard has ever seen before.
Yeah, you got mate. Yeah, I've been bitten by a dog on it. Oh, really? Yeah, no, you're right. That's pretty bad.
I saw this guy come shuffling towards me, and the next minute he's just gone, I've just been bitten on the beep, beep, beep by a dog.
That's the worst thing that could ever happen to a man.
How? Why? What was going on?
He was very lucky that there was intensive care paramedics that are already in the tower that had just treated a patient, and they said it was the most horrific thing that they've ever seen.
There was no blood. He wasn't that much in pain, so there's only one thing I can think of. He would have been in shock.
I've seen a lot of weird injuries, but that's the worst.
To avoid any confusion, the paramedic clarifies how serious the injury is. The dog has torn the skin from the base down to the tip.
Do you know who owns the dog? Or?
Yeah, he's my mate's dog. It was an accident.
I don't know if I could really describe what I saw, but it wasn't bleeding at all, so that's probably lucky, but I would hate to see that ever again.
Have you ever had any of this before? Not quite like that.
Imagine it never returned to working order again. You'd be heartbroken.
Paul's mate doesn't help the situation.
I just hope you can fix it.
I'll be able to fix it. Yeah, fix it easy. Just you're not waiting to have sex for a while. I'll tell you that right now.
As long as I can have it one day again.
That's bad, mate. Dog beating on the cup.
I heard it was a Chihuahua. Could have been a Labradoodle.
I reckon it was a female for sure.
Paramedics arrive to take Paul to hospital. No one misses out on inspecting the injury themselves.
I've seen the pictures of the aftermath and after surgery, and he's bloody brave, that's for sure.
Weeks after a dog bit him in a very private place, local resident Paul has returned to reveal all.
Hey, mate.
It must have been a scary day.
Oh, it was. I was freaking out.
Is this the dog?
Yeah. He didn't mean no harm. It was an accident.
So what's the go? What happened? Because
I took Zeus for a swim. As I went to dive over him, he must have thought there was a ball there, and he's jumped up and nipped me. And I didn't want to look in the water, so I swam back in, and I've looked and I've freaked out a bit. Luckily, there was an ambulance here and you guys helped me out, so...
Yeah. So how many stitches did you end up getting?
Oh, it was about 100, around the 100 mark, so yeah.
Such a mellow dog.
Yeah, like I said, it was an accident. He's a good boy, you know.
Lifeguards are given an opportunity to inspect the repair work performed by doctors.
They've done a good job, but I'll give it to the doctors. Yeah. They've fixed you up good, mate.
Vince's Hospital.
Can't even really notice it.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Paul is thankful it wasn't worse, and the doctors have restored everything to its former glory. Ball games are banned on Bondi for the risk that they pose to other beachgoers. The regulation is difficult to police, but sometimes games stop for other reasons.
How are you for pain, mate? Is it a lot of... No, I can handle it.
Lifeguards attend what at first appears to be a simple stubbed toe.
We'll just drive you straight to the tower.
Bob is on a working holiday from Scotland. He arrived in Australia just a week ago.
Playing soccer and just accidental clashed feet with somebody else.
Okay, what kind of pain are you in out of 10?
Oh, it's not sore.
It's not sore at all?
It's like a...
I don't really want to touch it, okay?
This is unlike anything they've ever seen.
It's a doozy, all right? It'll kick your toe that badly that the bones actually come through.
The way down?
Yeah. So that's why we need you to go to hospital, mate.
Lifeguards are amazed by the Scottish Braveheart.
It's meant to be going to a barbecue right now.
It's all right, mate. Okay.
The volleyball's at the question.
In case the pain does kick in, lifeguards give Bob the green whistle.
You're a tough man. If I looked at that, I'd cry if it was me. No, I kind of cried when it was you. Imagine it was me.
I'm going to have trials for Sydney FC because I've seen the quality of the football that obviously not now.
The side of Bob's toe has lifeguards rattled.
I've had broken legs, everything like that, you know? Heavy gashes. Death. That toe was heavy, mate.
Meanwhile, Maxi takes the opportunity to learn a new language.
Teach me some of the accent. Maybe I could pull it off.
How are you doing, darling? Is it tonight?
Huh?
So how are you doing, darling? What are you doing tonight?
What are you doing tonight? What are you doing tonight?
Aye.
Does that sound right?
Nah, it's not doing it. I'm tired.
Bob's dream to play for Sydney FC is on hold. He'll require surgery to repair his fractured toe.
Say, Bob. Hey.